Example 3 is also not on the unit circle. The sine of x is equal to negative square root of 6 over 11. So we're going to need to do this one the long way as well. First thing we ask ourselves, the sine is negative. What two quadrants is sine going to be negative? And my answers are going to be in 3 and 4. So I need to get x by itself before I can do anything. We'll take the arc sine to both sides. My sine and arc sine cancel, and I'm left with the arc sine of negative square root of 6 over 11. And we'll plug that into our calculator. The sine inverse of negative square root of 6 divided by 11. And I can get that x is negative 12.87 degrees. So when I graph that negative 12.87 is going to be in the fourth quadrant. That's 12.87 degrees in the clockwise direction. So I got my fourth quadrant answer. I also know that in the third quadrant, I'm going to have a reference triangle. That's 12.87 degrees. And for that second answer, since this is 180 degrees, I'm measuring in this direction. X is going to be 180, and then I'm 12.87 degrees past 180, which is going to give me the 192.87 degrees. Now, if you see right here, I didn't circle that negative 12.87 as an answer because that's not between 0 and 360. So what do I need to do to get that between 0 and 360? Well, that's where I'm going to add 360 to find a coterminal angle, which is going to give me 347.13 degrees. So 347.13, 192.87 appear to be my two answers. We're going to check algebraically. So the sine of 347.13 degrees does equal negative square root of 6 over 11. And the sine of 192.87, does it equal the negative square root of 6 over 11? Well, we know negative square root of 6 divided by 11 is going to be negative 0.2227, it looks like. 2227. So do those signs equal that? So we'll start off with the sine of 347.13. Sure enough, negative 0.2227. And then the sine of 192.87. Sure enough, negative 2227. So those work out. So I think I've got the correct answers. For me to check graphically, I'm going to do the exact same thing as I did before, where y1 is the left-hand side of the equation, y2 is the right-hand side. So we'll make this negative square root of 6 divided by 11. And once again, my window is saved, so I don't need to go zoom trig. And I'm only carrying from 0 to 360. So my picture, there's my normal sine graph. There's my y2 piece. So y1 is equal to the sine of x. y2 is negative square root of 6 over 11. And then we'll do second calc, and we'll do an intersection. And I only want the pieces that are between 0 and 360. So it looks like there's an intersection about there. There's my 192.86, which is rounded to 192.87. Second calc, intersect. And we'll come all the way over here, and that should be 347. So 345 is pretty close to it. And sure enough, there's my 347.13. So these intersection points are 192.87 and 347.13 degrees.